Here we are again, another making of video. This time I'm in what we call in our house the back room. So this is the video where I'm looking at what's required to sign up for the Amazon Associates program. I've set up a tripod here. I'll explain towards the back end of this video why it looks so complicated and why it doesn't need to be complicated. I think I got myself in a bit of a confused state. Over here, got the laptop. So what I'm doing running on the laptop is software called OBS Studio. It's open source. What that allows you to do is configure over here some scene, what they call scenes. So I can got a scene here configured which uses the laptop camera, so puts it in a little corner down the bottom of the screen that I'm recording here. You're getting this feedback effect that doesn't normally, so it's recording whatever's on the screen. So if I hit the record button here and close this down, what it's then doing is it's recording the actual screen. And because I chose that scene where it's using the camera look on the recorded video, this will have a little talking head shot of me down here. You can put that wherever you like and resize it however you like. So let's go back here, stop that recording. But what I've used for just now, because I've got the camera recording here, I don't need this camera on the laptop. So I've created the scene called Only Laptop Screen, which turns off the camera. You see it's off now. And then it just records the desktop, so it can be whatever. So if it's that desktop there, it's still recording, it's just recording whatever's on the screen. Bring that back up, stop that recording. So a really useful tool. This is just a Dell laptop. I bought it secondhand. It's nothing really special. It's got an i7 processor, got a 500 gig hard drive, SSD. It has got a separate GPU, graphics processing unit, which is useful for doing some of the encoding tasks. The other thing we've got here is, this is my iPad. I've had this for maybe 3 or 4 years, maybe even longer than that. I'll find out which version iPad it is and put it in the description. But this is an app I use called LumaFusion. I was using it this morning to create my making of videos for the kitchen door handle repair. And what I'm also was doing here is just creating the thumbnail that I can use for the YouTube when I upload the video in the next couple of weeks. So behind that, this is where I had my rice cake and my unsalted almonds, cup of tea. What I'm finding since I started a YouTube channel recently, I'm finding lots and lots of cold cups of tea next to me, because once I'm sat down, once I'm recording, I get kind of engrossed in it, and it is really good fun. But what I'm finding is time just slips away. Sorry, when I started working this afternoon on the making of videos, 1 o'clock, next time I looked up, it was 3:30, starting to get dark. But for me, that just means I'm having fun doing it. So that's brilliant. To the camera, which is mounted on the tripod here. And then also on the other end of that extension pole, I've got the SMALLRIG arm again, which you've seen in the last making of video. This time it's clamped to that rod. The other end, it's got the camera on it. And then I've configured it in this angle with the mount and then the light on at the top. This time I've turned the brightness up. In the last video I had it around 60%. It's very dark now, dark outside. The lights in this room we're in here, it's quite dim. So I've turned that up to give me some extra lighting. Samsung phone's hanging on there. And then got my little USB microphone receiver plugged into the USB-C port. Then the other half of that is obviously the microphone, which is clipped onto my jumper there. So this is the pole which usually goes down through the center of the tripod here. And then the camera sits on top there. What I've been able to do is this flat part here is normally facing up that way. So when this is pushed down in that hole, this camera mount is pointing straight up. Setting it up like this allows me basically to keep the level of the camera pretty much in line with what will be the level of my head. Otherwise, I'd have to put the tripod on the floor. Which actually would be okay, thinking about it. Don't really know why I've done that at all. That actually makes no sense. I just realized I've done all this setup with pulling this center part out from the middle of the tripod, pulling it out upwards and then pushing it back through horizontally. So I can get the camera here at a level with my head over there. All I really need to do is just mount the tripod, instead of being on the table, mount it on the floor. And I can get rid of this chair, mount it on the floor, and I can set the camera height to whatever I want. So this is why it's useful to do a test. It's getting quite late in the day now. I was trying to figure out how to do this, and it makes perfect sense now to, although this is set up and it works nicely, I can redo it so that I don't have to faff around, reconfigure all of this tripod parts at the top here, put it back to a normal tripod setup, stand it on the floor, and then I can lower the camera to whatever angle I like. What I've now done is this is the upside down smartphone mount, and on the top of that, it's upside down, so it's now on the bottom, is a cold shoe. So I've just slid the light into that and just tightened up the mount clamp. So now I've got that light hanging off the bottom of the camera, and I can show you how this SMALLRIG works. The last thing I want to do is just show you how this SMALLRIG arm works. Got a clamp here, which opens up quite wide actually. As you can see, can fit nearly 4 fingers through there, or 3 fingers easily will fit in that clamp. And then it does up really quite small as well. And it's got a really solid thread on there, so you can clamp it up really tight. So once it's clamped on, it's pretty solid like that. You can mount your camera or your light, whatever you want to here. This screw here, if you loosen that, everything goes floppy. You can adjust this, angle it to wherever you like. Once you're happy with the position, you tighten it again and it goes solid. Simple as that. This phone mount's got a little tilt on it as well, so you can angle that, and obviously it opens and closes for different size phones. But everything is really tight. Once it's clamped, once that's tightened up, everything's really solid, doesn't move. Really good little bit of kit, that. Okay, that's it for this making of video. Catch you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.